They called my colorful ranch fence Gaudy, then smashed it to splinters while I slept. That's how it started. 3 a.m. The sound of sledgehammers ripping through wood jolted me awake, and when I tore outside in my boots and boxers, I found 3 HOA board members and headlamps, destroying 6 months of my life like it was nothing. My grandfather's turquoise and orange colors, gone in a heartbeat. Hand-carved horses scattered like bones. Vintage ranch signs turned to kindling. The HOA president just smirked at me and said, "Your fence violates neighborhood aesthetics." She had no idea she'd just made the worst mistake of her life, because I'm a third-generation rancher with a pregnant wife, a failing ranch, and nothing left to lose. Let me back up a second. What would you do if vandals destroyed your family heritage at 3 a.m.? That's not rhetorical. Drop your craziest HOA nightmare below and let me know where you're watching from. Because what I did next made national headlines and changed HOA law forever. Name's Wade Thornton. I'm 52, with hands calloused from a lifetime of cattle, and stubborn as a Texas fence post. I inherited these 40 acres from Grandpa Joe, the kind of man who could settle a land dispute with a handshake and a slice of pie. This was pure ranch country once. Now it's Meadowbrook Estates, full of city folks who come out on weekends pretending they're cowboys. That fence they destroyed? It was 6 months of my soul. Every Saturday, I'd be out there, coffee in hand, watching the steam rise as I sanded and painted each post in Grandpa's racing colors, turquoise and orange. Those colors meant something around here. Sarah, my wife, would waddle out with sweet tea, hand on her belly, first baby at 38 after we'd just about given up hope. She'd say, "It's perfect, honey." Grandpa Joe would be proud. Neighbors used to love that fence. Maria Martinez brought her kids to count painted horses. Old Pete Wilson's grandson learned his colors on those orange posts. Even the newcomers waved and smiled, at first. Then Hurricane Vivian blew in, and everything changed. Vivian Blackwood showed up in a white Mercedes, acting like she was running for mayor, and inside 6 months, she'd made herself HOA queen. Nobody else wanted the job, so we figured, how bad could it get? Famous last words. The violation notice came hand-delivered, Vivian herself dressed for court in 90-degree heat, perfume and privilege radiating off her. Your fence violates Section 4.7 regarding earth-tone aesthetics. 30 days to repaint beige or brown. I actually laughed. Lady, this ranch predates your subdivision by 4 decades. She just got cold. Compliance is not negotiable. That night, under the fluorescent buzz of the county courthouse, I dug through dusty files and found her precious 1987 covenant. Missing 3 signatures, legally worthless. Even better, I counted 19 non-earth-tone houses in the neighborhood, including her own forest green shutters. The janitor mopping the floor just shook his head. Another fence fight? Something like that, pal. But then it got interesting. I noticed Vivian's husband, Marcus, owned First National Bank downtown, and 6 families here had foreclosure warnings after HOA violations. Sarah was folding baby clothes when I told her. Our HOA president is running a scam. She stopped folding. The kind that ends with us losing our home if we don't fight back. The stakes had just gotten real. But quitting? Not an option. 4 generations of Thorntons have worked this land, through dust storms, depressions, and 3 market crashes. I hired Buck Hartley, a local attorney who wore boots to court and knew every Texas property law loophole. We filed harassment charges and demanded proof the HOA had real authority. Vivian responded with $500 daily fines, retroactive liens, and a lawyer letter so thick you could use it to level a barn. The fence was just her opening move. Next came the certified letter from her Dallas lawyers. Cease and desist all non-compliant exterior modifications. Failure to comply within 72 hours will result in civil litigation. Sarah's hands shook. The fines were already 12 grand and counting. I could taste the panic. But Grandpa Joe always said, when someone's pushing this hard, ask yourself what they really want. So back to the courthouse I went. Rita in the assessor's office. Her coffee could wake the dead, pulled up property records. Vivian's bought 6 houses in 18 months, all after violations. She winked. Patterns matter in court. That's when betrayal blindsided me. Sarah came home from the store, crying. Emma Morrison crossed the street to avoid me. That night, Jake Morrison showed up, reeking of guilt and Old Spice. Vivian made an offer I couldn't refuse. Inside the envelope, Jake's signature on the original fence complaint. Her law firm offered Tommy an internship. Full scholarship if he impresses them. 8 years of shared beers and 4th of July cookouts, gone. I just stared at him. Jake, we've been neighbors. He shrugged. My boy's future comes first. That hurt worse than any sledgehammer. But it made one thing crystal clear. This was about power and money, not paint. I dumped everything on Buck's desk. Violation timelines, property records, shell company filings. If we prove conspiracy, it's federal RICO, Buck said. But we go public first. So I posted everything in our neighborhood Facebook group. Maps, documents, signatures. The response exploded. Dozens of comments. Neighbors coming out of the woodwork. We got cited for garden colors. They tried to buy our house under market. Our story jumped from Facebook to WhatsApp to Channel 7 News. By Thursday, 13 neighbors got violation notices, features nobody cared about before. Rebellion hung in the air. Pete painted his mailbox yellow. The Martinez family added purple shutters. The Morgans put up a rainbow fence that made mine look tame. Vivian counterattacked with flyers calling me selfish, a threat to everyone's investment. But then she went on TV and said, "Some people just don't understand what makes a community desirable." Old Pete called me laughing. "Wade, she just declared war on all of us." Her next move? A kangaroo court concerned neighbors meeting. She projected photos of my fence, red circles everywhere, announcing, "This attracts undesirable elements." Sarah squeezed my hand. We both heard the dog whistle. In her world, undesirable meant anyone not driving a Mercedes. But I was playing detective now, not defense. Lunch with Rita at Miguel's. She slid documents across the table. Vivian owns 6 properties through shell companies. Her husband finances every new buyer. The scam: create violations, buy low, sell high, finance your own cronies. That's when my phone buzzed. Buck, excited. Vivian sent an official HOA inspector. Her cousin from Plano. Sarah filmed him through the window, comedy gold. He demanded to inspect our barn, but when I asked for credentials, he sputtered. "I'm conducting an official HOA inspection of a barn older than the subdivision itself." Turns out, he didn't know a building code from a dress code. But on video, he photographed our well markers, irrigation system, measured property lines. That wasn't compliance. That was development scouting. I posted the video. By morning, the whole county had seen it, and Vivian's inspector was a meme. So she went nuclear, got county code enforcement to issue citations for every colorful fence. The Martinez family, the Morgans, Pete Wilson, all got hit. That's when Tommy Morrison, Jake's kid, showed up at my door, shaking. She's got someone inside county government. They coordinate every Friday at lunch. He handed over an envelope. Text messages between Vivian and the county code supervisor. Target colorful properties first. Maximum fines, minimum notice. Now I had real ammo. That weekend, I installed security cameras, just in time. Caught 3 figures with sledgehammers. Vivian herself in a headlamp, her Mercedes idling. But it didn't stop there. My cattle gate was cut open, 6 steers wandered the highway. Next day, someone punctured my irrigation line in a dozen places. Spray paint on the barn, truck tires slashed. It was open war. Florence Meadows, 83, sharp as a tack. Her dad developed our subdivision. Over sweet tea, she told me Vivian had tried to buy the road, Meadowbrook Lane, the only access to all our homes. I'd never thought about who owned it, but Florence still did. Buyer with cash, $150,000. That night, calculator in hand, I realized, if we controlled the road, we controlled everything. We sold Grandpa's old tractor collection last year, $147,000 in savings for the baby's college. Sometimes you have to risk everything. Sarah found me at the kitchen table. "Wade, what are you planning?" "Something that'll end this or get us both arrested." I bought the road, formed an LLC, shut it down for repairs, completely legal. Tommy Morgan inspected the road. It should have been condemned years ago. Shut it down, nobody can argue. We did it. The day we posted the road closed for repairs signs, Vivian nearly lost her mind, screaming, threatening, calling me a redneck. Rita monitored her every call to the county. She tried every string, but the permits were airtight. Vivian filed for an injunction. Buck just grinned. This timeline means she's desperate. Investor deadlines. Then Marcus tried to buy me out. $300,000 cash. No questions asked. What's the real deadline, Marcus? He went pale. October 15th, 2.3 million due. Houston investors. They'd mortgaged everything for this scheme. And now, I held the only key, access. The final showdown happened at a packed community meeting. 400 people, TV crews, the whole circus. Vivian put on a show, painting me as a deranged veteran, calling witnesses who lied under oath. But Buck played the tapes, bribes, confessions, blackmail, all caught on our security system and phone. Vivian's meltdown was spectacular. She confessed to everything, screaming at Jake Morrison. You were supposed to stick to the script. The sheriff cuffed her on the spot. Marcus went down for bank fraud. Vivian got 18 months in federal prison. Her confession went viral, over 5 million views. Our HOA dissolved. My fence still stands, but now so do rainbow mailboxes, purple shutters, yellow posts, everywhere. We gave the road back to the community trust, equal shares for everyone. Tommy's crew paved the road smooth as butter, funded by Vivian's restitution. Fence Day is now a neighborhood tradition. Kids painting, families laughing, barbecue smoke curling in the Texas sun. 8 other neighborhoods have copied us. Emma Rose, our miracle baby, took her first steps under that fence last spring. Jake Morrison came back, helped neighbors for free, earned back trust. We started a foundation, helped dozens of families fight off predatory HOAs. Sometimes the little guy really does win. If you've got a wild HOA story or a justice story, share it below. Tell us where you're watching from, what you think of community, right and wrong. Smash the subscribe button if this story fired you up. Bullies count on silence. Don't give them that power. Sometimes a simple fence is a line nobody gets to cross. Thanks for sticking with me. See you in the comments, where real communities begin.